We, the adventurers, we are a bit delusional. We are romantics, we are dreamers. We like to think of ourselves riding across deserts, exploring dangerous jungles, meeting new cultures and abusing the hospitality of Mongolian shepherds. With our fertile imagination, we also like to imagine possible scenarios where things go wrong. Like the motorcycle breaking down in the middle of nowhere, you don't have the tools or the knowledge to fix it, and then you die because you get captured by a tribe of cannibals. To make sure that nothing like this ever happens to you, in this video I'm going to show you the tools that I usually carry on my journeys and also a couple of tricks that the less experienced will surely appreciate. Hello adventurers, my name is Diogo Guerra and this is OFFroad-OFFcourse. As a guide and an instructor, I need to be ready to solve most mechanical problems on most motorcycles. And so, along the years, I've been testing and developing my toolkits and my repair strategies in order to be as efficient as possible. And by efficient, I mean to carry the least amount of tools and to solve the most amount of problems. One thing that I learned is that usually you only need about 20% of your tools to solve 80% of your problems. And that is why I always take my mini toolkit every time I go for a ride. It's basically my motorcycle's necessaire, and it's the most useful part of my complete repair kit. Motorcycles are not that complicated. With only a few tools, you should be able to adjust or disassemble everything that's connected to the handlebar. The handlebar itself, all the fairings and the plastics. You can remove the wheels and adjust the transmission. Remove the fuel tank, the brake calipers, the lights, or any electronic components, no matter how dirty they are. And if necessary, you can even open the engine. God forbid. So let me show you what I have inside this thing. First, I have two screwdrivers and also a few extensions and adapters. These can be connected to the most common bits and also to the most common drive sockets, 8, 10, 12, 13 and 14 millimeters. I also carry wrenches of exactly the same sizes, 8, 10, 12, etc., plus whatever size I need to release the rear wheel. A complete set of Allen keys and also a retractable blade. Electrical tape, a few assorted nuts and bolts, a metallic hose clamp, a bit of electric wire, simple electric connectors and a few random fuses. There are a few things that I consider extremely important but that don't fit or don't belong inside the mini toolkit, like for instance a truckload of zip ties, a spare shift pedal, clutch lever and brake lever and also some jumper cables. And the multimeter, I almost forgot about the multimeter. Because these tools don't fit inside the mini toolkit, I usually throw them under the seat or hide them somewhere around the bike. Alright, and now that we have seen how to solve about 80% of the problems on a motorcycle, let's see the tricks and the tools that I use to solve the remaining 20% that don't happen so often but are usually way more serious. The small toolkit has its limitations. It will not be enough to solve some specific problems that may happen on longer and riskier journeys. For example, to repair a flat tire. For that, you need more tools, more spare parts and a few more gadgets. And this is where most people stop, because they think that if they don't know how to change a tire, if they don't know how to use the tools, why bother carrying them at all? Well, in my opinion, it's always good to carry all the tools and the spare parts you might need, even if you don't know how to use them. Because, from my experience, it's much easier to find someone, somewhere, who has the right knowledge and the will to help you, than it is to find an open shop with the tools or the stock that you need. Especially when you go off-road through the countryside, and especially on a weekend. If it's a Sunday, there will be no open shops. On the other hand, everyone who knows their way around farming machinery will be sitting by a pub, bored to death, waiting for something interesting to happen. And this is when you show up, with the story, with the problem to fix, and all the necessary tools and spare parts. This abusive technique works so well that most times it feels like it's you that is doing them a favor. So, despite my level of competence, confidence and willingness to work with all these spare parts and spare tools, this is what I carry on my longer adventure journeys. On longer and riskier trips, I always carry, of course, the small toolkit, plus a wrench 17, a wrench 19, and whatever wrench I need to unscrew the front wheel. A specific spark plug tool and also an extra spark plug. Adjustable pliers, useful in many different situations. Of course, tire levers, a big one and two small ones, and then the respective inner tubes for each wheel. And I usually also carry a small patch kit. A manual air pump or a compressor. A simple tube, useful for siphoning gas. In case I have some problem in the chain, I also bring a nail punch and a master link. A couple of extra straps, which is very useful to tie things down to the bike or to tow it. Because my kit is meant for more than one motorcycle, I have universal throttle and clutch cable, one of each. I usually also carry metallic liquid weld or two-component metallic something that is very useful to fix punctured fuel tanks if they are made of metal, or even puncture engine cases. As you can see, even my complete repair kit is not that big, but I am quite happy with the amount of things that I can solve with it. With a little imagination and perseverance, and also a bit of help from the locals, we always make do. But I'm sure that some of you will have other ideas, other suggestions and other experiences, because you have different motorcycles and you ride on different environments. So please don't forget to leave on the comments all ideas you might have, and this way we can learn from each other. And now that I am done, I hope that this video was useful to you in any way, and if so, please don't forget to like, to subscribe, to hit the thingy and to share. Share this video with one of those friends who is so afraid of mechanics that he doesn't even own any tools. And maybe next time he will be the one helping you. See you next week and happy rides!